What's going on, everyone? Today I have a very cool product review for you. It is a set of tires that I dearly love and that completely break my heart. It is the Continental Terra Speed. Let's talk about why. So let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. The Continental Terra Speed is a 40 millimeters wide gravel tire. They cost $89.99 Australian dollars, $59.95 British pounds, and I think around $60 US as well. So they're not exactly what you would call cheap. They're also not exactly what you would call 40 millimeters wide. I set them up on a set of Bossy RD1 rims that are very wide indeed, and they measured under 40 millimeters, which is the first time I've ever had that happen for a gravel tire. Weird. Anyway, let's talk about why this tire is a big deal with a little bit of broader context on gravel tires generally. So traditional gravel tires and ones that have been really popular for quite a long time have a fairly consistent style of tread. Fairly short knobs, quite close together, right across the top of the tire. Think the Schwalbe G1 All-Round and the Panaracer Gravel King SK, both great examples of popular long-running tires. Now, there's a lot of benefits to that style of tread. They tend to roll nicely on the road, they tend to wear out fairly slowly, and they're quite suitable for a good amount of terrain. The problem that they have, more so the Gravel King SK than the Schwalbe, is the knobs are just clustered so tightly together that there's no gaps for the tire to really grip into the terrain. So you need to be very careful because you're effectively just rolling across the top of the gravel, and it can be very easy to lose control. And as you can hear, get a bit of a slide on. And that was really my only problem with the Gravel King SKs. They're a really great all-round tire, but sometimes when it gets too gravelly, they're a little bit terrifying. The Schwalbe G1 All-Rounds I found better. They do hold on to their grip a lot longer than the SKs from Gravel King, but yeah, that's kind of been my problem. The Continental Terra Speeds, by contrast, are kind of like a really fast rolling mountain bike tire that's been scaled down for gravel use. They still have the centrally treaded knobbly layout, but there's space between them. That means that the tread can actually grip down a lot more than those other tires. Here's a shot of them next to a Schwalbe G1 All-Round, so just to give you sort of a comparison of how they look. Now, they are a tubeless tire, and setup was pretty straightforward. They are quite tight, as a lot of Continental tubeless tires tend to be, so they can be a little bit of a fight to get onto the rim. Since I have had them set up, I've had to do absolutely no maintenance on them whatsoever. They have just been totally fine. Really good tire for tubeless. So let's move on to the ride. And the ride is absolutely spectacular. These are brilliant tires. Starting with the grip, there is just so much of it. Of tires in this width, they just have more grip than any other that I've found when you're on loose surfaces and when you're on gravel, also, you know, tracks and fire roads and that sort of thing. They just hold on to the terrain so very well, and it's because of that tread pattern. I was even finding that getting out of the saddle and giving a few big kicks of pedaling, they manage to hold their grip and the rear wheel doesn't slide up super quickly. Really impressive stuff. They're also very quick on the road. This has the same sort of black chili compound as the road Continental tires, so they just feel quick on the road as well. Really excellent all-round tire. So everything's really good from a ride perspective, but the big problem comes with the longevity of them. Unfortunately, the trade-off with that wonderful, fast, spaced-out tread pattern is a very high wear rate. And I mean very high. Here is a picture with them after about 400 kilometers. At the top is the front tire, at the bottom is the rear tire, and you can already see there is a noticeable shaving down of the tread. I've kept riding them for another couple hundred Ks since that photo was taken, and it's, you know, just getting worse. They wear out super fast. I will say on the positive though, I've had absolutely no punctures or any problems with the tires from that perspective. I'm not saying they won't puncture ever, I'm just saying I haven't had any, so I don't really have anything to report at this stage. They've been really resilient and I haven't exactly gone easy on them. These are kind of like the Specialized Turbo Cottons, in that they're amazing, they roll brilliantly, they're so nice to ride on, but they just don't last. That is just how they're designed. It's the trade-off you get for all of the virtues of the product. So who should buy these tires? Well, there's a few categories of people who I think should buy it. I think everybody will enjoy them. but I don't think necessarily everyone should buy them. So the people who should buy them are those that just want the best, don't really care about budget, you just like nice things. The second is people who are very careful with how they use their gravel tires, really not doing too much tarmac, sort of conserving them just for gravel. So you can really stretch the lifespan of them. The third are people who want a tire for a really special occasion, like a fondo, or something where you just want to have your bike in absolute tip-top performance, and you'll drop a bit of cash on them for that. Great tire for a gravel fondo. Now the fourth is people who might consider doing a mullet setup, and I think there's a bit of wisdom in this. So you put a Continental Terra Speed on the front, because you get all of the benefits of the grip and that tread pattern where you really need it. And then you can put something more long wearing on the back, something like a Schwab G1 All-Round. I think that would be a great setup because the G1 All-Round will last quite a long time, and so will the Terra Speed on the front because front tires tend to not have quite as much stress and pressure put on them. So if any of those categories sound like you, great. I really recommend these tires. So let's wrap up the Continental Terra Speeds. These are what I like to call shooting star products. Their life is short, spectacular, and you want to enjoy them for longer, but it is their brevity that makes them special. That wonderful tread pattern is the greatest strength and the greatest weakness of the Terra Speeds. And for that reason, buyers just need to know what to expect when buying them. Brilliant tires that aren't going to hang around for long. As long as you know that going in, I really can't imagine you'll be disappointed. Me personally, I probably won't buy them in an ongoing capacity, they're just too expensive. But man, I will miss them when they are gone, which they almost already are. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I've got all links in the description down below to the review on La Velocita that you can check out. Hang around, watch some more videos, like, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you next time.